What the fuck, Clint Eastwood? What the fuck? Yeah, this ain't gonna be PC, so whatever. Yeah, so for anybody that hasn't already heard or didn't see the title or anything, Clint Eastwood, someone who I would generally consider to be a decent actor, decent director, and up until now, a decent supporter of the Second Amendment, at least when you go by some of the things he said and some of the things he's done over the years. Um, would generally consider him to be a decent supporter of the Second Amendment. And he has decided to come out and is supporting Mike Bloomberg. Mike Bloomberg, the un-American piece of shit that came up with things like stop and frisk. And again, I'm summarizing, so for anybody that wants more information, just go ahead and Google this shit. It's all over. Stop and frisk. The soda ban, which, is basically the government telling you what you can and can't eat or drink, which, don't get me started on the soda thing. I know soda's terrible for you, and I know it's unhealthy as hell, but again, don't need the government telling me what I can and can't drink. But yeah, and again, there's videos out there documenting in great detail some of the stuff Bloomberg has come up with. On top of that, and most importantly to me, he is a pretty big enemy of the Second Amendment. You watch any of the interviews that Bloomberg has come up with, and anytime it touches on the Second Amendment, you learn two things. One, he knows very little about firearms, doesn't understand they work, doesn't understand the whole semi-automatic versus fully automatic. Either he does or he doesn't care to know. And yeah, he does not understand that. He does not understand the concept of self-defense with a firearm, probably because he has a armed security team and doesn't have to worry about it. And he doesn't understand anything else. In his mind, firearms are for hunting, and he's made several comments about, more than 3 shots you don't need, because if you can't kill the deer in 3 shots, then you're a lousy hunter and you don't deserve the deer. Which, I won't even get into that. Again, summarizing this, not wasting my fucking time on this piece of shit. There's many reasons why that's not accurate, but whatever. And the other thing you'll learn is that, on top of not knowing really anything about firearms, he knows quite a lot in his own mind of what he thinks you should and shouldn't be able to own. He has, again, 3 rounds or less, magazine ban, assault weapon ban, the generic laundry list of anti-gun laws that we all, lie awake at night and realize are, the beginnings of a tyrannical government. So yeah, Clint Eastwood has come out and, fucking said he supports this guy. And one of the things he went on about was Trump. Trump being using nasty language, which, look, I generally would say that I am in support of Trump. He has definitely done things I don't agree with. He's done several things I don't agree with, especially, when it comes to the Second Amendment. But at the same time, I also acknowledge that he's made attempt to do things that I do agree with. And for lack of a better way of saying this, it is always entertaining to watch him upset some of the snowflakes and stuff with the way he words things. Is that politically correct? No, but at the end of the day, we live in a free country, and he has the First Amendment right, just like the rest of us. He has freedom of speech. So if that's how he wants to word things as the commander in chief, that's his decision, and that's how he's doing it. But yeah, so basically, I'm really disappointed that Clint Eastwood would come out and do something like that because, you know, I generally, I don't want to say like, oh, I looked up to him or anything. At the end of the day, he's just an actor, but he was, someone that I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? He seems like a decent person. There's a lot of lefty snowflakes in Hollywood that are, you hear them all the time with some of the shit that they come up with, and I always generally considered someone like Clint Eastwood to kind of be like a more down to earth person. It's funny because if you watched some of the interviews, some of his earlier movies and stuff he did. Like literally, he was supplying his own stuff, like some of the westerns and stuff. Like he had guns and stuff, so he was bringing stuff he had, and it was using it on set because some of those spaghetti westerns were shoestring budget was that movie's wet dream to get a shoestring budget because they were so low budget they couldn't even achieve that. But yeah, so basically in short, because of this, I you'll notice with my background, it's pretty obvious I've always been a big fan with the signed print that I have framed here, and yeah, I'm taking that down. So I'm going to leave the gun up there for now because, it kind of looks neat, and that's actually one of the only things it fixed in the spot. But, yeah, I guess I'm going to have to find a new thing to put up here because, yep, taking that down because I do videos and I do, basically my entire channel is Second Amendment oriented, and I will not have somebody who is in support of someone like Mike Bloomberg on my wall and in my backgrounds. So, you know what? I will stick that away in the closet. Maybe if Eastwood comes to his senses, or maybe, maybe there's a small shred of hope that he comes out in a day or two and clarifies that maybe something was said wrong or taken out of context. But until then, as far as I'm concerned, go away. You're basically a traitor to the Constitution at this point if you're going to support someone like fucking Bloomberg. But yeah, that's today's video, and y'all have a good day.